Welcome once again, bizarre creatures enthusiasts, as we undertake a profound, perilous descent into the vast, lightless expanse of the bathypelagic and abyssal zones, the perpetual midnight of the deep ocean. Our subject today is the terrifying and utterly bizarre anglerfish, a creature whose evolutionary adaptations perfectly embody the ruthless efficiency required for survival in the deep sea abyss. The shocking truth about the anglerfish transcends its grotesque appearance. It lies in its reproductive strategy, a form of extreme sexual dimorphism leading to a permanent, irreversible parasitic fusion between the sexes. The most recognizable feature of the female anglerfish is the esca, the bioluminescent bulb located at the tip of a modified dorsal fin spine called the ilicium, which acts as a sophisticated, glowing fishing lure. This lure utilizes specialized, symbiotic bacteria to generate its cold, chemical light, which serves as the only beacon in the crushing darkness, drawing in unsuspecting small fish and crustaceans directly into the female's massive jaws. The female is a powerful, fearsome ambush predator, possessing a cavernous mouth lined with long, backward-pointing teeth that ensure any prey drawn in by the esca's glow has no chance of escape. The environment she inhabits, characterized by intense cold, immense hydrostatic pressure, and extreme scarcity of food, makes the sheer act of finding a mate a rare and metabolically costly gamble. It is this environmental pressure that has driven the evolution of the much smaller, fragile male anglerfish, whose sole urgent purpose in life is to locate and fuse with a female before he starves. The male, sometimes thousands of times smaller than the female, lacks a functional digestive system, relying entirely on his own meager energy reserves and keen sense of chemoreception to track the female's pheromones. Upon successfully locating a female in the vast, dark void, the male immediately performs the crucial, life-altering act of biting down firmly onto her body, often choosing her belly or flank. Once attached, the male secretes a powerful enzyme from his mouth tissues, which initiates the process of dissolving the skin and tissues of both the male and the female at the site of attachment. This enzymatic action is the first step in the literal fusion. The male's blood vessels slowly merge with those of the female, creating a shared circulatory system, a biological phenomenon known as parabiosis. Over a period of weeks, the male's body begins a process of regression. His eyes, fins, and internal organs, including his entire digestive system, slowly atrophy and disappear, becoming superfluous. All that remains of the male is essentially a small, permanently attached bulge on the female's body, functioning purely as a biological pouch containing his reproductive organs. The essential testes. The female effectively takes complete control of the male's bodily functions, providing him with all necessary nutrients and oxygen directly through her bloodstream, sustaining his life indefinitely. The male has thus traded his independence and the certainty of starvation for permanent parasitic reliance, becoming nothing more than a perpetually available, genetically complementary sperm donor for the female. This bizarre reproductive strategy, termed obligate sexual parasitism, ensures that whenever the female is physiologically ready to reproduce, she has immediate access to viable sperm without expending energy searching for a temporary mate. A single female anglerfish has been observed carrying multiple, fused, parasitic males on her body simultaneously, optimizing her reproductive potential in the sparsely populated deep-sea environment. The advantages of this strategy are immense. It overcomes the overwhelming challenge of finding a mate in the three-dimensional, dark expanse and guarantees successful fertilization when environmental conditions allow egg-laying. The fusion process is irreversible. Once attached, the male is permanently integrated into the female's anatomy, existing solely as a biological appendage dedicated to gene transfer. The deep-sea environment, characterized by consistent pressure, extreme cold, and lack of microbial activity, is necessary for this fusion to be successful and for the integrated tissues to remain healthy. The incredible survival of the fused pair challenges conventional immunology, as the female's body somehow tolerates the male's tissues without triggering a fatal immune rejection response. Scientists hypothesize that the male's tissues regress so severely that they no longer present a foreign immunological threat, or that the female's immune system is uniquely suppressed to allow this fusion. The various species of anglerfish display differing degrees of this parasitism. Some species practice temporary attachment, but the most extreme forms, like those in the Serratioideae suborder, involve permanent fusion. This sexual dimorphism extends far beyond size, illustrating profound differences in physiological requirements, where the male's entire life cycle is compressed into a singular, urgent quest for fusion. The study of the anglerfish's parasitic fusion provides critical, real-world examples of how evolutionary pressure can circumvent fundamental biological and immunological barriers for reproductive success. The large size of the female's egg masses and her capacity to spawn multiple times are supported by the consistent energy she saves by maintaining a permanently attached, passive male. The eggs are typically released into the water column in a thin, buoyant sheet of gelatinous material, which slowly ascends, allowing the young larvae to hatch in the more food-rich upper layers before descending. The initial larval stages of the anglerfish are relatively conventional, but the male begins his dramatic, specialized transformation early in life, preparing for his ultimate parasitic quest. The anglerfish, with its terrifying lure and bizarre mating ritual, stands as a prime example of the extreme morphological and behavioral modifications necessary to thrive in the unforgiving abyssal zone. Their existence highlights the evolutionary ingenuity driven by scarcity, where cooperation becomes a form of permanent biological bondage for the sake of reproduction. The scientific discovery and subsequent study of this sexual parasitism remain one of the most astonishing revelations in the history of marine biology, challenging what we define as individual organism survival. The anglerfish truly embodies the bizarre and the wondrous, a creature where the line between symbiosis, parasitism, and fusion is completely dissolved for the sake of perpetuating the species. This creature is a living testament to the fact that in the pitch-black depths, biological rules are rewritten, and survival demands the most extreme adaptations imaginable. We hope this in-depth scientific analysis has provided a new, profound appreciation for the terrifying efficiency and bizarre reproductive strategies of the deep-sea anglerfish. Now, we turn to you, our dedicated audience. Which other bizarre creature possessing extreme, parasitic, or symbiotic relationships should bizarre creatures investigate next for our detailed analysis? Please share your suggestions for future topics, along with any specific scientific questions you have about deep-sea fusion or immunological tolerance, in the comments section below. If you found this granular breakdown of anglerfish biology and sexual parasitism truly fascinating, please take a moment to click that like button to significantly support our specialized content production. Ensure you are permanently subscribed to the Bizarre Creatures channel today for continuous weekly updates and in-depth scientific narratives on the world's most incredible animals. Finally, remember to activate the notification bell, guaranteeing that you are immediately alerted the moment our next exploration into the profound mysteries of the natural world is released.